Hey Facebook, friends, family, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. So, what I would like to do is I would like to try a few different videos that, aside from the ones I normally post, okay? Now, you may have seen these on YouTube, you may have seen these all over Facebook and whatnot, but these are what you would call reaction videos. Now, I'm going to put a little twist on them, okay? So, you may not know this, but I actually have a video, okay, on YouTube, and this is 20 signs he is secretly in love with you, okay? Now, guys, I'm not going to brag. I'm not going to toot my own horn. I don't claim to be a gift to women. I don't claim to know all the secrets. I don't claim to know everything, guys. But let me tell you, fellas, I've been in a few relationships. I've been the one to leave them because they weren't letting me grow. They weren't allowing me to progress within my own self. And that is huge in a relationship, okay? So with that being said, guys, we're going to transfer my normal videos into listening to this video, and I'm going to go through some things that I really think really drive the point home, and if I think that it could be a little bit different, okay? So, yes, these are on YouTube, and yes, I am playing them, and yes, these are reactions.
If you're anything like Rachel Green, then you're probably walking through life completely unaware of how many men are secretly interested in you. The question is, how does one spot their Ross Geller? How do you know if a guy is actually interested? Or, even better,
Okay, so first things first. You can actually spot sign languages from anybody, and these are very subtle, yet very minuscule things that they will do to let you know, let them know, okay, and let you know, okay, that yes, us as guys are willing to meet you. We have a feeling, we have a sensation within ourselves, and we want to allow you to see that within us, okay? Now, this is going to be breaking down two scenarios. If he's actually interested, and if he's interested but also falling for you, means you've already made that initial contact, okay? You just need to know if he's falling for you hard. Does this guy really like me, even though we've had one or two, maybe three, if four conversations between the both of us, okay? And I'm going to break down some of these things for you guys as the video continues. So let's go ahead and go.
Falling for you. There are so many ways guys show how they really feel about you, and the good news is the majority of them are fairly obvious.
Again, they're fairly obvious.
Potential to turn into something more, or a new relationship.
Some of them are hard, but you can see them.
If he's on the verge of falling in love with you, or already has, see how many of these signals he's throwing your way. Before we begin this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more daily tips like this, and turn on notifications so you never miss our new videos. Now, here are 20 signs he is secretly in love.
Let's get into it.
Number 1. He remembers what you say.
Okay. He remembers what you say. Guys and gals, I can't stress this enough. Have you ever noticed while you are in the room of a lot of people, okay, and you also were like, so he's noticing and he's picking up on a lot of things that I've said. Now, do you remember saying that, hey, yeah, I saw Batman like a week ago, and it was the greatest movie I've ever seen, okay? Now, let's fast forward to about 2 months, and you want to go see Batman the sequel, and she's asking you why, okay? And then you say, well, you know how Batman was the greatest movie you've ever seen? Well, we're going to see the sequel, right? Okay? Again, you're picking up on small details that someone that is special to you verbalized, okay? These don't have to be major. They can be small, they can be medium, and they can be big, okay? This could be the name of a pet. This could be the name of a family member. This could be a vacation you went to in one area of the whole world that you loved, that you thought was the greatest place in the whole world. And they're going to remember it, okay? Because they want to get to know you. And also because they might be falling for you. So heed these warnings. These are signs that guys may be falling for you. This is geared mainly towards women, guys. But I'm going to confirm all these signs that a man is actually falling for you. Okay, so sign number 1, he remembers what you say. And that is completely true. But you got to pay attention to what parts and details he's picking out of. Now, you can also give him bonus points if he's in a group setting and all you guys are conversing and he's picking these things out from your verbiage after you're conversing and socializing with a lot of other people.
When men are interested, they're more likely to hang on to your every word. Their goal is to get a better understanding of who you are.
And that is true.
And what
That's
you
the
like
whole
to talk
goal.
about lets them know more about you. Number 2, he's a gentleman.
Okay, he is a gentleman. That's clue number 2. Okay, this can be kind of stretched. This can be a little off the wall, if you will. Being a gentleman, okay, doesn't really have a concrete definition because there's a lot of different various definitions of being a gentleman. Okay, being a gentleman, holding the door, closing a door before you get in on the driver's side, buying you flowers, saying I'm sorry, saying yes sir and yes ma'am, okay? These are what you typically think of being a gentleman, okay? When being a gentleman also happens to be when you're around this particular person, someone you're idolizing, someone that you're falling for, or already have fallen for, you just need them to know it, okay? When they approach you with you in mind, when they approach you with your best intention at heart, when they approach you with their selves and everything that they could have and want, but they're giving it to you at their own expense, meaning their own time, their own money, their own resource, their own knowledge, okay? Remember, guys are selective, but if they're giving this to you without any pullback, without any resistance, okay, he's gonna be close to that gentleman category. You guys understand that? So yes, if he does, open the door for you, he's a gentleman. If he does allow you to get in at the same time, okay? One thing I do want to point is there's a fine line between him just doing the things that you think he's gonna do because he wants to be the best person for you, over him doing the things that you don't expect him to do when it's unexpected of him. That's the real mark of finding a gentleman, okay? If you gotta pull it out of him or wink at him to get him to do it, he needs a little more work. He needs a little more tweaking in that category, okay?
Chivalry is not dead. In fact, it's a great indicator of how he feels about you. When a guy is in love, they're doing everything they can to impress you and make you feel special. So anytime he opens the car door for you or pulls out your chair at a restaurant, take notice, ladies.
I'm rolling my eyes because these small little things, yes, they are small, but guys, they do make a big impact. The reason I'm trying to steer from these is because women expect the gentleman to do this. They never tell the gentleman to do this. So when you do it, yes, it stands out, But if you want to be unique and different from all the other guys, do it in a whole nother view. Do it in a whole nother way. Don't do these things all the time because they're expecting you to do it. Now, let me heed my warning, okay? If you do these all the time and you start not to, it's going to cause a red flag because she's going to wonder why you stopped doing them, okay? So when you go way above and beyond from the very get-go, okay, what you're doing is you're solidifying the fact that, yes, okay, I'm going to do this all the time. So I'm holding the bar high and you need to meet me at that level. But if I slip, I'm in trouble, okay? Meaning the person doing it.
Number 3.
Tip number 3.
He takes care of you and your needs.
So, tip number 3 is he takes care of you and your needs. Needs can be in air quotes, guys. Now, this can be sort of interesting because, well, when you get to be that age, okay, you'll eventually know what we mean by their needs, okay? Yes, that is one part of the relationship. But guys, that's not all the relationship. If you really want to woo a woman, okay, when she is sick, okay, if you go out and get her medication to, make her feel better, yes, you're taking care of her. But if you stop at just that, go above and beyond that, okay? If she's feeling cold, grab a blanket, help her on either the couch, pull her into the bedroom, have her get up on the bed and tuck her in, okay? And make sure she's okay, lay there for a couple of minutes and just let her know that it'll be okay. Now, if she's extremely sick, I wouldn't suggest sitting beside her in the fact that you might get sick as well. Now, am I telling you never to do this? No. But what I'm saying is don't do this thinking you're not going to get sick, okay? Now, within this particular time, guys, that's not really the best idea, okay? Taking care of her and her needs can also mean not just in sickness, guys. This could mean in mental sickness. This could mean in emotional sickness. If you notice that she's emotionally down, emotionally sad, if she's mentally overwhelmed, okay, take some time out of your day, out of your moment that's precious for you, as in a guy, okay, and give it to her, all right? Lend her your ear. Lend her your time. Guys, it will make a big, big impact on them if you give them your time and your valued self, okay? I can't stress that enough. So, yes, if he attends to your needs and your struggles, yes, this is a sign a guy may be falling for you and falling for you hard, okay? If he does it once or twice, he's just showing you he could do that, but look at consistency. If you notice that he's doing this, and also, if he's doing this when you don't ask him to do this, he's just voluntarily there, and he knows that you need him to be there without you giving him the wink, he's falling for you and he's got you, okay? Well, you may not got him, but do you guys know what I'm going with that? He really, really thinks that you're someone that he wants to be with for quite some time, okay?
The guy has fallen in love. He'll be the first person to rush over with some homemade chicken soup when you're feeling sick. If he's the guy who's always there to turn your bad days into good ones, there's probably a reason. Number 4, he uses words like we and us.
Tip number 4, we, as guys, will use words like we and us, okay? Do you guys remember the movie Super Troopers? For my viewers, do you guys remember the scene where they're on that big stretch of highway and they pull one of the cars over and it's a normal traffic stop, and he's like, watch this, I've got this. And he's like, I bet you can't say meow more than 9 times. So they both get out, and he's at the side, and he just ends up questioning the driver, and he keeps saying meow. And he's like, wait a minute, did you just say meow? But the whole time he's talking and doesn't even stop and stutter. But he picked up on those small bits of words, okay, within the conversation. If you pick up that a guy is using we and us, it's not just the word he's choosing, it's the word he's choosing for the thought or the idea or concept he's also trying to relate to you. He likes you, and he wants to further this. He wants to continue with this. He wants to keep going with this, okay? It's all part of the way that we speak, all right? Now, some guys are smooth talkers. Now, you're going to have to pick up if this is a casual conversation or if this is just a, I want to casually talk to you because I want something from you. There's a difference between those two, guys. I promise, all right? So, again, that was tip number 4. He uses words like we and us, which solidifies the union, okay, not the separation of individuality.
If these are his go-to words, it means not only is he thinking about the two of you as a couple, but he's also thinking about the bigger picture. See if you catch him talking about his future plans, and if you notice you're included in them, it's probably love. Number 5.
Big idea, right?
He shows affection.
He shows affection is number 5. Now, affection can be demonstrated in many ways. Affection can be hand-holding, and I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret here, okay? The body has chemicals within its system and composition, okay? Dopamine, oxytocin, and I know there's another one in the body that we all use, but those two primarily, okay? You know these as the emotional chemicals, okay? The ones that make you feel good and make you feel different, okay? Now, when you touch a guy, or when you touch a woman, okay, with the intent of purity and with the intent of passion and love, okay, it sends the body into a euphoric state of well-being and causes the mental butterflies, sometimes the emotional butterflies, I'm getting all weak over him, okay? These are the feelings I'm talking about. So, when you end up holding hands, or when you walk on the outside of her, when you let her know that you can grab something without her having to reach for it, when you do something without her asking, let's say you ended up cooking supper and she just doesn't feel well, you would think that if they cooked, you have to clean, right? Well, maybe sometimes just be a gentleman, get up and go clean the dishes, even though you cooked, okay? Now, that can be kind of controversial, all right? But it's the thought within the action without the request. Meaning, if they're not requiring you to do it and you voluntarily do it, the thought behind the action is what counts here, okay?
To hold your hand and put his arm around your shoulder, or maybe you notice him standing close to you all the time. Body language speaks volumes, so if you notice he's drawn to you or makes excuses to touch you, he's saying something.
I'm gonna kind of piggyback on this one, okay? So, males typically use physical touch to express emotion to other people, okay? Now, I'm also going to tell you that Guys can also be emotional well-beings. So they may show you an emotion that you never thought they had.
Through physical touch. Number 6, he values your opinions.
Okay, if he values your opinions, that's a huge sign. Let me make this clear. Guys, when you value someone's opinion, valuing an opinion is not the same as agreeing with the opinion, not to hear argument or not to hear negative feedback. Valuing an opinion, listening to an opinion with the intent of collectively using the information shared and your own opinion and your own knowledge together and making a decision, making a choice, using the right words, using the right action, making the right path. Those are all reasons that guys will value your opinion. Okay, let me give you guys an example. Okay, 2 examples. Example number 1. Okay, so you really hadn't thought of anything to eat for the night, and he's like, I'm gonna go to the grocery store to get some things, all right? And he goes around, he grabs some corn, he grabs some pork chops, and you get a phone call, and he says, hey, just a quick question. What do you think would go with corn and pork chops? All right? Now, if you say, get some stuffing, I think it would be good. If you go off and go get broccoli, something, okay, and don't even acknowledge that she said that, what you're saying to her is, no, I don't value your opinion. I just wanted you to speak. But if you say, you know what, I really like your idea, or I really like that. That sounds really good. So you go over and get stuffing. Now, you don't necessarily have to get plain stuffing as it wasn't specified. You could pick up chicken, you could pick up pork, you could pick up beef, seafood, whatever. The idea is that you took her opinion, something that she would like, something she likes, something she thinks that you both would like, and you can add your opinion, something that you think you both would like from your own perspective, and you're collaborating these ideas together. You guys see how that's different from, what do you want? Get stuffing. I'm just gonna get broccoli. I hate stuffing. Okay, do you see that? So when he values your opinions, and the second one is, hey, so your mom's birthday is coming up, and I'm kind of in between getting a t-shirt for her and getting her this book or getting her this movie. Which one do you think she would like? Now, if she were to come back and say, hey, I really think she would like the book. She's been talking about wanting to read this. All her sisters, her girlfriends are all reading this and suggesting she read it too, and she can't find it at the bookstore. Now, if you get that book for her, you're incorporating her opinion, and if you like the fact that you think, hey, getting this for her will do her some good, you're valuing her opinion, okay? Does that make sense, guys? So, if you use an opinion for a negative action, for a negative response, then you're not really valuing her opinion. It's just in an ear and out the other, okay? So, yeah, that's another sign that he's falling in love with you. When he truly and actually values what you are saying to him, because he knows what you're saying is for the good of you both, not just them oneself. Now, piggyback to that. If they suggest it because they know you better, as in us guys, then fellas, she's crushing on you hard, okay? Because she's giving herself to you, wanting the best on you at her own expense, okay? So it can go both ways.
If he makes a point to always ask you what you think about something, whether it be climate change and the destruction of natural resources, or something as minuscule as what you think about his new haircut, he's asking because what you think matters to him. Number 7, he's protective.
He's protective, okay? Now, you guys are going to run away with this thinking, well, if a guy is flirting with her, then I got to be protective of my woman, and I got to be protective of this, that, and the fourth. Protective, yes, can be physical and verbal, but it can also be of her well-being, okay? Guys, ladies, I'm going to let you in here on a little secret. The difference between a guy who's absolutely madly in love with you, as in the idea of love, okay, that's textbook, or a guy that's just trying to play games with you, that just wants the idea and thought of you. If he is protective of all the aspects in life of yours, of your own well-being and your own health and safety, okay? When you are upset and it's been bothering and bothering and bothering and bothering of you, when he's protective, he wants to make sure that it will not continue to sadden you. When you are upset over something that happened, he was protecting you over the idea of it not to overwhelm you anymore. When he is going to protect you from someone who is causing confliction with you, he's protecting you because he knows you're worth it. He knows you're valuable. He knows that you have purpose, and he values that. That's why he's protective. There's another protective where he's physically going to try to protect you, and if you're into that kind of thing, I get it. You know, some people are, some people aren't. Personally, a gentleman like myself, I am way more attracted to a woman that knows that I'm being protective of them because I want them to smile. I want them to be okay. I want them to be happy. I want them to go to bed secure and safe and not have to toss and turn all night long. That's the difference, okay? It's not for my good, it's for their good, because I'm falling in love with them, okay? So that's sign number 7, that he's falling and secretly in love with you.
Being protective isn't just reserved for jealousy. It could be other guys that get him going, but it could also be a friend that hasn't been treating you well, or a superior at work that's been undermining you. He's always the first person to come to your defense. Keep watching for some more less obvious signs that he may secretly be in love with you. Number 8, he's interested in your life.
Number 8 is he's interested in your life. This can be a very odd and scatterbrained idea in theory. When he's interested in your life, he's interested on not just you. He's interested in your family. He's interested in your pets. He's interested in your coworkers. He's interested in your job. He's interested on your well-being. He's interested in the places you visit that calms you. He's interested in the things that you do to let you run wild. He's interested in the places you go when you need some motivation. Okay? He's interested and vested. Vested meaning he wants to be there. It's not just a requirement, it's a conscious choice to do these, okay? You ever hear a guy say, hey, how was your day? And you think it's small talk? Yeah, it might be small talk, but if he asks you that question and you reply, and he continues that conversation, He wants you to know that he really wanted to know how your day was. That's not to say that he never ever doesn't want to know what your day was. He just wants to know that today was a good day for you. Okay? We all have crappy days. We all have days that were miserable. We all have days that we wanted to sign out and say, enough is enough. I'm tired of today. I just want to clock out, be done with it, go home, lay on the couch, and watch TV. Okay? We've all had those kinds of days. But when he asks to make sure that you're okay and you're doing all right and how you were and have you had a good lunch, how lunch was, if he does that, he's falling for you because he's vested in you. Okay? He's not vested in what he's getting. He's vested in you because you are priceless. You have no price tag. You can't be bought. Okay?
You just to hear how your day was? Is he the first person you want to tell when something crazy happens to you? If he seems strange...
Do you guys know that same little theory when you get a new phone and you gotta get a new phone number? What's the first thing you do? And granted, it's been activated. What's the first thing you do? You find someone cute, you find someone special, send them a message, or make their first phone call, right? You're smitten, aren't you? Okay? Don't lie. I know you guys do it. Guys, this is the same thing. When you call them, I hate to admit this, guys, but you might secretly be falling for them, alright? If they are the first person that you want to call, the first person you want to text, and piggyback when you wake up every morning, when you think of someone to text, when you think of someone to Facebook message on a consistent basis, you got strong feelings for that woman, I'm telling you guys. And ladies, if this happens on a consistent daily basis or close to a consistent basis, he loves you.
It's probably because he's in love. Number 9. He's always there to help.
He's always there to help. Tip number 9. Now, guys, I don't mean when she drops a shampoo bottle, when she drops a can of beans, when she drops her purse, when she drops her phone. I don't mean that in less than a second you have to grab that from her and give it to her. When you're always there to help, it can mean multiple things. It could mean being there physically and offering aid. It could mean being there to help give her some emotional motivation. It could be that you're there to give her some encouragement on trying to push her into getting her the job she wants instead of having her settle for the job that she just kind of wants to have. Okay? When you go above and beyond and give these resources, these aids to her without her needing these, okay, then you're saying to her that you're falling for her, all right? Now, if you do this once or twice, it's almost as if you want her to notice you. But fellas, when you do this on a consistent routine, ladies, there's a reason, okay? Guys don't just do these things for no reason, okay? There's a reason for everything, all right? And you will eventually hear and see it all when it comes together, and you're like, now why did I not see that? Ding. 'Cause he's secretly in love with you, or wants to be, okay?
Whenever you need a helping hand, is he the first person you think to call? Or a friend you can always count on to show up? If he's constantly showing concern for you and proving to you he's reliable, it's because he cares.
That's the part I want to drive home. If he's reliable, if he comes through a fifth of the time, he's not showing you he's fully vested. He's not showing you he's truly committed. He just wants you to notice he's there, but is not fully there. If he is always reliable, okay, and fellas, you gotta pull back sometimes. You can't just be walked all over, all right? That's the problem. Some of you guys just get walked all over because you're always there, every single minuscule moment, okay? You gotta let them know that you're able to assist and can be reliable. But when you're walked over, they won't notice these things because they won't realize that you want to do that. It's kind of like you're saying, well, he was gonna anyways. You see the difference?
Number 10. He makes up after a fight.
He makes up after a fight. Number 10, okay? Making up after a fight, guys, can be really good, can also be really bad, okay? Now, if you make up after a fight just to do what you want in the bedroom, that's one thing. If you want to make up after a fight so you don't fight anymore, that's another thing. But if you make up after a fight voluntarily with sincerity and emotion, you are telling her that you are committed to growing together, okay? Now, you can't just go in this mood that, oh, I'm gonna wait until they know I'm gonna do it. You gotta pick yourself together and go up to her and approach her and say, hey, listen, look, do you remember what happened? I'm completely sorry. I was out of line. That won't happen ever again, okay? Now, guys, when you say that, you can't just let it slip out your mouth. You really got to drive that home. If you say you're not going to do it again, don't do it a week later. Don't do it 2 weeks later. Don't do it 3 months later. Stick to what you said. One of my old friends, guys, in life once taught me that when you say something, your words have to matter. Meaning, if they come out your mouth, you have to follow through. If they come out your mouth and you don't follow through, then why did you say them in the first place? Okay? They're like bubbles. They come out and burst. But when they come out and float like clouds, it means I'm going to hold this to a good reason, right? If he's apologizing for things, even small things, guys, he loves you. Guys are strong. They're muscular. They're tough. They're ox. They can pull anything. Now with that, what also happens? Guys don't like being wrong. Guys don't like being incorrect. They don't like being corrected, okay? Now, you can get around this by realizing that when a guy is coming to you halfway and stepping over his half because he wants you to be unified together for a goal, that's where you're achieving this unification. That's where you're achieving this beautiful sanction of togetherness, okay? That's where the beauty of this relationship lies. He's falling for you because he knows that you won't harass him. You won't thrash at him, lash out at him, okay? Now, ladies, you kind of have to meet him halfway. If he's approaching you with all the sincerity and all the genuine part of doing that, it took a lot out of him to do this voluntarily without some sarcasm and enthusiasm, okay? You want him to be elated to apologize. Say, I'm sorry. You know what? That was way out of line. My behavior was absolutely way not supposed to be that way. Okay? And that's how you can justify someone that is trying to meet you there, as opposed to somebody who's like, all right, fine, I'm sorry, it won't happen again. Okay, do you guys see in context and tone how they're both different? Now, sometimes one can be ghosted and masked to look like the other, and that's where you have to be careful. But you gotta be and see the sincerity and genuine part of it.
How a couple deals with conflict is one of the most important aspects of any relationship. Are you able to compromise? Can you guys talk things out? If he can't seem to stay mad at you and he's able to focus on what's truly important, like bettering your relationship, then he's a keeper. Number 11, he keeps you updated.
This is pretty common, guys. I mean, I really don't think I need to explain this, other than the fact that when we're falling for you, big things in our lives, we want you to be on the same page because we want you to be as excited as we are. Just as much as if you were to give us the news, even the small things that you got a promotion, or you found a new route home, you found a new item at the grocery store that's your favorite thing in the world, you ended up getting something new that you couldn't find, you ended up being in a new spot or a new place that you're willing to try and you're excited for it. When you give us this update, we're elated to hear it. So we want to do the same in return. And when we do that, and you're the person that we're texting or conversing back and forth, and you'll know because he'll reply to you instantly. And when you reply back to him and he replies back instantly, he's keeping it going, and you are the person that he's sharing this with, which means he's falling for you. Because of all the people, keep this in mind, of all the people he could have chosen to tell this to, the first person he thought of was you. So he could have told his parents, he could have told his brother, could have told his friends, could have told his coworker, his boss, his relatives, you name it, his preacher, his, what have you. He told you because you matter, because he likes you, and he's falling for you.
He tell you about his day? Does he text you to let you know where he is? Does he send you good morning and good night texts? Maybe both. If the answer is yes to any of the above, it means you're the first person he wants to share something with, or the first.
Also, a little pro tip. If you mention to him that some big event is about to take place, an appointment, an exam, a class, a cert that you're about to get, a promotion, and they remember that, and they come back and ask you about it and how it's going and how you're doing about it, he loves you because he remembered and is checking on you because it matters to you, so it's a big deal to you.
This person he's thinking about in his day. Number 12, he respects you.
Number 11 is he respects you. Okay? This can also go down to where in a group setting, he respects you in front of everybody else. He respects your integrity. He respects your manners. He respects your attitude. He respects your personality. He respects your time. He respects your dedication. All these things are things that guys are respectful of when they're falling for you. Okay? And other things, if you say yes and, be polite. And the cliche thing is, guys, watch how each other treat other people in public. Their servers at the table. The cashier when they're at checkout. The delivery men when it's getting delivered. The postal guy when they're grabbing the mail. Check to see the way they converse with these people. And if you give and share that same level of respect, then it will know and show her that you really, really value her a whole lot.
Come in many forms, but it always leaves us with a good feeling.
Guys, we're
If he
almost
speaks
done,
to
I
you
promise.
courteously, gives you his undivided attention and time, makes an effort to care about the things that mean something to you, or any other way he makes you feel appreciated and good about you, you'll feel his respect. Number 13, he's willing to make sacrifices.
13 is he's willing to make sacrifices. Now this kind of ties into a couple of points I mentioned way back when, guys, in this video, which you guys can go back and watch the very beginning of. But the basic of the moral of the point here is if he sacrifices something he has, can have, or can achieve, and instead give it to you, for you, without the benefit of himself or of itself, okay? He loves you because he's willing to put that on the line, okay? Think of a poker hand. If he knows that his hand is iffy and he goes all in, it's the same thing here. He's sacrificing everything he's got, everything he can, everything he will, to try and make the best outcome of what he has and has got. He likes you and he loves you, and he's falling madly in love with you. Because guys don't just give everything out there like that. Men are scared to lose their possessions, their family. They're scared to lose their close friends, their job, their time, their pets, their valuables like their house, their car, their boat, their bike, all that stuff. When they sacrifice all that, okay, and the time they have with all that, they're saying that you're valued way higher than what they have to sacrifice of, okay? So pay close attention to things he's sacrificing to meet you halfway, to meet you in a condition, a situation, a moment, an emotion, a thought, okay? Even just a moment in time, in a location, all right? These all matter to a guy who's falling for you. A guy who's just playing you will try to sacrifice something, but behind all him, he's got his bed, he's got his books, he's got his bike, he's got his 2 other condos, he's got his 40 hours he's going to be at work next week, okay? That's different, right? But a guy who's committed is going to sacrifice some of the things he don't want to lose for you, right?
When you really love someone,
but he has to be elated to sacrifice it for you. That's how you know he's falling for you.
A bad day, or tagged along with you to a place he hates just because you wanted the company. He's willing to put your happiness first. Number 14, he puts in effort. Guys show effort in a multitude.
Do I really need to go into this detail? He puts in effort. If he's half-assing it, guys, click next.
Ways. For some, their go-to might be to bring you a random flower or your favorite candy bar just because. For others, it could be those...
Let me point this out, and let me pause this for a sec. The phrase, hey, what's up? That's not really putting in any effort, guys. My 4-year-old daughter, if I had one, could probably say that and not really mean anything, okay? It's just words they're speaking, things they're doing, okay? Instead of saying, yo, what's up, or sup, say, hey, how are you? How was your day today? Or say, you know what? You look really nice. Did you have a good day? Or you say, you know what? That looks really nice on you. Where did you get that? You're being nice, being decent, and putting in some effort in the approach, in the interaction, in the time, in the conversation, okay?
Little things he does just to make your day better. Like sending you a funny meme to perk you up, or giving you a ride when you need it. Love is effort, and effort is love. Number 15. His eyes are always on you at social gatherings. The way he treats you around other people is...
Basically, what this is going to mention is if there's a group of 15 people, you may be conversing with all 15 people, but which one of those 15 people are you really focused on? Okay, I know that was a little kind of silly, guys, but do you guys know what that mannerism that I just used was? Yeah, 15 people might be at the dinner table, or might be in a gathering, or maybe in public, maybe at a bar in a corner. But which one of those 15 people are you really looking at? One person you're secretly falling in love with because you want to get to know them more and get to know them a lot better, right? So you notice them and pick them out of a whole crowd. Now, it's disrespectful to ignore all the 14 other people and solely focus on one person the whole time. Because what you're saying to that person, aka the female for this particular video, yes, I do value you, yes, I do like you, but I don't care about nobody else, okay? That's different because when you converse with 14 others that were in the group, okay, you are saying, I value your time and I want to converse with you, with the people around you, because they make you happy. You're in a happy setting. If I can sense that you're not happy, then let's move away and go one-on-one, okay? That's another pro tip, all right? If you want to woo her and she's in a group setting, then go ahead and show her that when there's a lot of people around, converse with them with her. And when you do that multiple times and you want to get to know more people together, that's another big sign he's falling in love with you, because he sees potential of you being in a lifestyle that can work for the both of you.
Feeling. If he's...
A side note here, and a personal note here, when I look for someone particularly that I think would be a good partner, is if I can converse with them one-on-one, yes. If I can converse with them one-on-one in a group of 10 to 20 other people, and I notice that she is conversing with the 10 to 20 other people while we together are getting to know each other along with them, that melts my heart. I mean, it's like you can see the tears of sadness, happy tears, falling from my eyes when they do this. It's that effective, okay? So, ladies, that is another huge sign that a guy is falling for you hard.
Always trying to make you feel comfortable, whether it be a family gathering or just hanging out with friends. He's trying to show you he's happy you're there. Why is he happy you're there? Go ahead and take a guess. Number 16. He restrains from acting annoyed. He doesn't...
Number 16, guys. He restrains from acting annoyed. This basically kind of summarizes the thought that guys can sometimes be annoyed. We are human. We can be annoyed, angry, mad, sad, pissed off, irritated. Okay? There's a lot of other words for that, guys, but you guys get my point here. We can have emotions, but if he truly loves you, he's going to take a step back, visually, mentally, and emotionally disconnect for whatever is bothering him, realize that there's something bigger here. There's something a lot stronger, a lot better, a lot more greater that's in front of him, as in you, because you are the jelly to the peanut butter. You are the cheese to the cracker. You are the shell to the peanut. You work together because that's what you were meant for, okay? When you notice that in moments he could get annoyed, then there's moments he could get pissed off. There's moments that he could get highly combative and resent you and get just aggressive, and he's choosing not to. And he's choosing to approach in a different manner. He's choosing to use his methods of calmness, his methods of care and caress within himself, because you give him that energy. He's falling for you because you realize that he realizes that you're giving him that opportunity to realize he is human and he goes through these things. But you're conveying that you need to shape up because I'm not about to be disrespected. Okay? And if you do this a lot and often, major brownie points, guys. Women notice these things. Don't think they don't. Ask someone you know, someone that you talk to. Ask them if they notice that when there's a very negative situation, a very negative moment, and we don't react in a negative manner, and we approach it calmly, whether they notice that. And fellas, they do. I'm trying to tell you here.
At the small stuff, and you notice he drops the small things that bother him to avoid an argument. If he makes an obvious effort to let go of the things that get to him, or tries to communicate them instead of reacting first, it means he places more value on the relationship than on his pet peeves. Number 17, he remembers meaningful days.
Remember, guys, number 17 is he remembers meaningful days. These kind of goes back to he values you, and he cares about you. I really don't have to explain it much further, but the moments that matter, your birthday, your anniversary, it could be even as far as remembering the first day you had your career day, the first day you got retired, the first day you started a new job. You could remember your grandma's birthday, could remember your cousin's birthday, could remember your boss's birthday. You wouldn't go that far, but you guys get the point here? These special days that matter to them will matter to you because you love them. Think of yourself as sort of a diary, okay? You're keeping an internal diary for them and with them, okay? You're jotting down notes so that later, when it's getting close to their birthday, you can surprise them. When it gets close to the anniversary, go pick a place that you want to take her to and go take her there. Go to a park on your anniversary and have a picnic, a dinner that you made because that moment was when you first met, okay? You remember these details and they matter to her. Trust me, okay? Guys, I'm going to let you in here on a little secret, all right? Now, I'm going to share a small story that you guys don't know, okay? Years ago, my mom actually had a birthday one year, and it got close to it, and a bunch of us just completely forgot. Now, that meant so much to her that it was a disaster. I mean, it was cold, it was bitter, it was intense. We figured something was going on. Finally, we found out that was the issue, okay? So, when you think it doesn't matter, guys, let me bring you into a new light and some big news. It matters. Do yourself a favor and remember these. And if you consistently remember these and you know these and can access them and utilize them, then you, my friend, are falling hard for them. Because we don't just remember anyone's birthday. We don't remember just anyone's anniversary. People come up to me and say, oh yeah, my birthday is next week. Guys, months later, do you think I remember their birthday? Not so much. We'll always remember our own birthday because it happens every year. But your wife's birthday, your fiance's birthday, your girlfriend's birthday, how often do you remember theirs? You could probably remember it for years and years and years and years to come, don't you? Yeah, same here. So that's another sign that you're falling hard for her or him. And this can go both ways, but this video primarily is for guys to show women they are secretly falling hard for you, or they've kind of already got you. They're just waiting for you to know.
All familiar with the stereotypical husband who forgets an anniversary 3 years in. But it doesn't necessarily have to be an anniversary he remembers. Even if it's a day that's just meaningful to you, or maybe a moment in your relationship that meant something to you both, he places importance on them. Number 18. Yep. He tries hard to fit in. Does he make...
This goes to... Number 18, guys, is he tries hard to fit in. This goes to where he is not trying to oversell himself, but he's trying to prove that in an environment that he's not used to, he can be acquainted with it and acclimated with it because he knows that you're going to be there more often. Let's say he's used to being, with his buddies at the bar, and you are usually out dancing with your girlfriends, okay? In a country club or, some place that you go dancing, all right? Now, when you do this on a consistent basis, he wants to be in the same environment as you, because if you ask him to come, he's going to be like, yeah, I'll come. I'll come. Like, yeah, I'll come. I want to be there. I want to have fun. I want to socialize with you. And when he is there, he's not going to be like, hi, so, how are you? You okay? How are you feeling? What'd you do? It will be awkward, right? So, he fits in because he wants the atmosphere to be energetic. He wants the atmosphere to be, great, all right? And women absolutely love when guys can do this because they really are making a connection to you, the moment, time, and the emotion. And that is an absolute gift when you can do that. So, ladies, if you notice that he is really trying to make a conscious effort to make himself comfortable in an uncomfortable area that you're involved in with him in, it can be a physical place or a mental place, then he's falling for you, or he wants you to know that he really digs you.
Effort to get along with your friends because he knows they're important to you? How does he act around your parents? Is he trying to become best friends with your brother? If you see him trying to integrate himself with the people that mean most to you, it's because he wants to be one.
Also, if you notice that he's trying to be close to your friends, okay? So ladies, if you notice a guy, okay, I will agree to this. I do this 9 times out of 10 when I'm really attracted to a woman, okay? When you notice that he's trying to get close to your closest friends, not just your friends, but your closest friends, it means he absolutely 100% is falling for you because these are the people that you talk to, socialize, and are the closest with on a daily basis. So, yes, he's vested in you and the things that matter to you, and that also includes other people that are important to them. Now, if you see your boss all the time, if you see your coworkers all the time, and you have a closer connection with them, he wants to get to know them because you see them all the time and they bring out the good part in you, the goodness of you, okay? So, yes, he's gonna try his hardest to get close and make that connection, right? Now, if he's over connecting, that's a no-no. But when he's showing you the initiative of getting close to things that matter in your life, he's fallen for you hard.
19. He makes the most out of your time together.
I'm not even gonna say anything. Just give her the time. Show her that you matter. Show her that you care. It's not that hard. Pick her over all the others. And men, if you notice she's picking you out of all the others, she values your time. She's fallen for you. And the opposite.
When we're really enjoying our time with someone, we want to make the most of it. If he's constantly planning spontaneous dates or simply tries to drag on your time together for as long as possible, he probably loves more than...
Now that's going to be a little tricky to notice whether he just wants to converse and is good at conversing, or wants to drag the conversation with you because you are what makes him happy, and what he's ultimately saying to you is, hey, listen, you're really cool, you're down to earth, I think I'm falling for you really hard because we have a lot of chemistry, and you make me comfortable within myself.
Number 20, he mimics you.
Number 20, last but not least, guys, is he mimics you. Now, this is something you need to visually see, okay? If you notice that a guy is doing exactly what you're doing, this can also be this can also be noted and stated as the mirror effect, okay? Now, I'll give you an example of what I mean by the mirror effect. Do this. The next time you see someone you like, yawn. When you see them yawn, they're watching you and kind of eyeing you and sending you subconsciously the same thing that you're doing now. Let's also say that you cross your legs in one direction. Now, if they cross their legs too, they mirrored you or mimicked you. If you type a certain way, guys, I know this is controversial because this can go in a lot of different ways, but if you start talking in text just like they do, like you are a QT, and they did that before you started, you're picking up their mannerisms. You're picking up their routine, okay? That's called mimicking. It's called mirroring. When you do that, you are subconsciously and also unsubconsciously telling this person, hey, let's make this happen. I mean, how else can I get this across to you? You know, you're so cool that I actually am adapting you into me, okay? So ladies, if you find that in a man, if you notice he's picking up your mannerisms and is using it on a consistent basis, guys, if you pick up anything from this video, the things I list and the things I mentioned, you can't just see one. If you see them consistently, you will know that a man is falling for you because he wants you to see this. He wants you to know of this. He wants this to happen, and he wants it to be concrete, okay? Men are not just guessers. You can't just guess what a guy is saying. okay? And the same as well. We can't just guess what you're trying to say. So we're gonna come out to you and we're gonna say, hey, listen, I like you a whole lot. And this is to show you I like you a whole lot, alright? Some guys are gonna beat around the bush. I hate to be honest with you guys. But usually they don't, okay? And so all these things I listed, you guys, are ways that you know that a man secretly is falling for you or already has fallen for you and just wants you to pick up the cue, alright?
The Medical Daily describes unconscious mimicry as a common happening between couples, particularly those in long-term relationships. Not only are we typically attracted to people who share similar physical and mental traits, but we also tend to imitate their mannerisms, tone of voice, body language, and gestures of the people we're close to. What
Catch
are some
that?
ways that you think someone shows they might be secretly in love with someone? Let us know by commenting below. Enjoyed this video?
Alright guys, I hope you guys like this video. I wanted to do a response slash reaction slash suggestion video on 20 signs he is secretly in love with you and wants you to notice. Okay? This was a YouTube video. You guys can search it. I may put it in the comments if you guys are interested. I'm sorry this was long. I'm glad you guys joined me. But as always, I love you guys. I hope this helps. And as always, stay positive, stay happy, stay wonderful. I love you. And I will see y'all on the flip side. Take care, guys.